Hey everyone, this is Mr. Dunlap, and this is going to be a video on how to glue in the connotation and connotation versus denotation pages. It's great because at any point you can pause this video if you need to go back, so don't feel rushed. Always pause if you need to slow down and go back if you need to. So as you can see, we are going to need our purple notebooks, and we're going to be working in pages 5, and then if you flip it, 6, and 7. For this, we are going to need our colored pencils out along with those 2 pages and the purple notebook. And because we're going to be cutting and gluing things in, we're going to need scissors and a glue stick as well. Now, make sure you have out the first 2 pages because we're going to get out our colored pencils and we are going to start coloring it in. Make sure the middle stays blank, the positive stays light colored, and the negative is going to be a darker color, just like this. So go ahead and pause the video here until you have everything colored in, similar to how I have it there. Okay, go ahead. Once you are done coloring, get out your scissors because we're going to cut everything out, including the titles, just like we have before. So go ahead and start cutting and pause the video until everything looks like this. All right, go ahead and get out your purple notebook again and open up to page 5. That first page that we were dealing with is now going to be glued onto it. We need to make sure though to pay close attention because just like some of the examples that we had before, part of it will be glued differently. So make sure you glue your title on first. Once you have your title glued on for the first page, onto page 5, we're going to take the denotation book, fold the top of it just around where it says denotation, and you're going to fold it back and put glue on the top part. That way, when we glue it to the page, we're able to flip it up so we can write something underneath it. Next, we're going to grab the connotation, which should be colored in with all the regular colors. You're going to fold along the dotted line, and you're going to glue the back top part just like we did with the denotation book. You can see that I'm folding it the right way. And now you're going to take your glue stick and then just glue along that top part. Finally, for page 5, you're going to take those ticket pieces and make sure it's the big ones from the first page, not the smaller ones. You're going to fold along the dotted lines so that the plus and minus are able to lift up, and we'll see that in 1 second. You can see how it kind of makes a 3-part thing. We are only going to put glue on the middle part. Not behind the plus, not behind the minus, only behind the empty middle part. And that way we can glue it down. And when we do glue it down, we can lift up both the plus and minus. We're going to need that for when we fill them in tomorrow or today. As you can see, we're only going to have room for 1 more on page 5. So go ahead and do the same thing to another one, and you'll have 1 left over. Finally, we are going to open up to pages 6 and 7. They should be right next to each other, just like mine are. And you're going to get out all the cuttings from that second page, the one that only had connotation as the title. Just like before, we are going to glue down connotation at the top, just like we usually do with our titles. And we're going to bring in the rest of the little plus and minus tickets that we cut out. These ones should be a little bit smaller though. We shouldn't have any of the big ones left, but make sure that the plus and minus go the same way. You can line them all up like I did. You should have 7 on each row. Once you have them lined up kind of how you want them, go ahead and go through and glue them all down just like we did the big ones, just in the middle. Only glue the middle, and that way both sides are able to fold up. Now you should be all good.